Once upon a time, there was a woman named Kisa Gotami. She was a devoted mother who loved her son more than anything in the world. One day, her young son fell ill and died suddenly. Kisa Gotami was devastated and could not accept that her son was gone forever. In her grief, she took her son's lifeless body and went from house to house, asking if anyone could bring her child back to life. But no one could help her. Finally, someone suggested that she go to the Buddha, who was known for his wisdom and compassion. Kisa Gotami, desperate for any help, went to find the Buddha. When she arrived, she fell at his feet and begged him to bring her son back to life. The Buddha listened to her story and said, "I cannot bring your son back to life, but there is something you can do that may help." "What is it?" Kisa Gotami asked eagerly. The Buddha replied, "Go and find me a mustard seed from a household where no one has ever lost a loved one." Kisa Gotami was relieved to hear that there was something she could do, and she set out on her quest. She went from house to house, asking if anyone had a mustard seed from a household where no one had ever died. At first, people were eager to help her, but when they heard the purpose of her quest, they all told her the same thing: "We have all lost someone we loved." There is no household where death has not visited. Kisa Gotami was devastated by this realization. She had thought that she was the only one who had ever experienced such a loss, but now she saw that death was a part of life that affected everyone. Finally, Kisa Gotami returned to the Buddha, empty-handed. She told him what she had learned and how she had realized that death was a part of life. The Buddha listened to her story and said, "You have learned an important lesson, Kisa Gotami. Death comes to all of us, and we must learn to accept it. But even though your son has died, you can still find peace in your heart. Take refuge in the Dharma, and you will find a way to overcome your grief." Kisa Gotami listened to the Buddha's words, and she began to meditate and practice the teachings of the Dharma. Over time, she found that her heart was filled with peace and that she was able to accept her son's death. The story of the mustard seed teaches us an important lesson about the nature of life and death. It reminds us that death is a part of life we all must face, and that we should learn to accept it. The Buddha's teachings offer us a path to find peace and acceptance, even in the face of loss and grief.